Hey guys, welcome back to some more Kirby Superstar. Now that we're done with arenas for now, let's go ahead and take on this king.
Snack tracks, right? No.
Wrong king.
Wrong king. King of food.
The Revenge of the King. This is a new mode for Superstar Ultra, where it's basically the sequel to Spring Breeze, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this actually, fun fact about it too, it's not just the sequel to Spring Breeze, but also it is the other gameplay style from Dreamland. Spring Breeze is basically the normal mode of Dreamland, and then this is the extra mode.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where you only get 3 hits, right?
Yeah, at least this one we don't get 3 hits, we have a health bar. 'Cause that would be nightmarish.
And it hurts, and the things look familiar, sort of, to the extra mode run
Yeah.
that I did.
I don't remember purple flies that didn't have color on the Game Boy.
Look at that Poppy Bros. He was a derpy Poppy Bros.
He was an evil clown. I don't like clowns.
Even the mushrooms are sad in this one. And that's just a
God.
depressing mushroom.
All
They've
the
all-
enemies are depressing
got-
looking.
Or the symptom, and they're all just dancing to the music. I love the fact that they changed the Grizzos into tigers, though.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Nice touch.
Waddle Dees are fine.
Also,
Yeah, they
I
don't care.
love fly traps in the background eating all of the flowers.
Ow.
It's just, oh, it's so good. I love how wacky the aesthetic of it is.
Yeah, I like how weird this version is.
And it's also really nice because the Revenge of the King actually takes some of the level architecture that was modified in Spring Breeze and then redacts it back to exactly the way it was in the original Dreamland, which is a nice little additional nod to extra mode, I think. And then all the mini bosses are ones that weren't featured in Superstar, so we got Fan, everyone's favorite. He's so happy.
And he's also dead.
And sadly, he gives suplex. Throws a better move. It just is.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can throw with suplex, see?
I mean, that's true. I just don't like having the rush towards enemies with suplex. That's just not great. I always get hit.
It always bothered me that, certain copy abilities, we had Burning Kirby and Fire Kirby in the same game. Just why the hell is this? It's essentially Fire Kirby. And the same thing goes for, Suplex and Fighter. I'm like, why do is Suplex, Fighter, and Throw
Yeah.
all in the same game? And I'm just like, what the?
Well,
why
I mean, to be fair, in this game, Burning, this was the first game that fused Burning and Fire together, and also Ice and Freeze together. And then, Adventure and Nightmare and Dreamland had Throw and Backdrop. Backdrop and Throw got fused into Suplex, and then instead they made Fighter. Because one is based on grabbing enemies, whereas the other one is purely based on fighting, with a little bit more melee and without having to grab enemies.
Okay, I get you. I guess the concept of, even if you're committing throws and suplexes, you're still fighting in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, this game was the start of them trying to combine some of the powers, but there were still some powers that were separated that didn't really need to be separated, like suplex and fighting.
Which I think is part of the reason why Suplex hasn't come back since this game. I can't think of any other games that have got Suplex in them, but to be fair, I know Throw, I know you have Fighter and Throw in Amazing Mirror and Squeak Squad, but to be fair, Throw is there in place of Backdrop, and Fighter's there in place of Backdrop. I lost myself for a second there.
Man, this Wispy Wood's actually really putting up a fight.
Yeah, the fact they don't Gordos and then you spit tornadoes out of your mouth makes them a little bit harder. It's still a tree at the end of the day, though.
Wispy's Revenge! I love Illusion Island's opening.
Well, I guess the squid lives on me now.
That kind of reminds me of the flavor text for when you catch an octopus in Animal Crossing New Horizons. It says, "I found an octopus. Now it can give me 4 hugs." Oh gosh.
To be
Yeah,
fair, I know many times my sister, like, at one point when my sister was right after my sister got New Horizons, she's just like, I caught a dab, and then she just poked her head into my room and she's like, dab?
I caught a dab. Now I'm going to dab.
Did there.
I'm surprised that, you know, with how Nintendo's translators were in previous games. I'm surprised that they didn't mean that whenever they caught a dab in the New Horizons.
How are you going to meme it? Like, you wouldn't give a specific pose just for one fish.
Well, they also know that they've tried doing that kind of stuff before, and they know the fans don't really care for it, really. So I think at this point they kind of backed off of the memes. Because the game that kind of ruined that for them was Triforce Heroes, where we had this great lore, but instead we put cat memes in the book instead. I don't think people care for her game as much now.
Granted, in Triforce Heroes, I do like how you've just got like the faux hero who looks like who's got the same color palette scheme as A Link to the Past Link.
You know, it's so stupid. Maybe it's just because because the Nintendo fan base is slowly turning into the Sonic fan base. They don't know what the hell they want. Everybody was complaining about how Nintendo America was using too many memes and stuff on their Twitter posts and stuff like that. And then eventually just stopped doing it. They didn't do it as much. And now everybody's just like, why don't you do this like Nintendo UK does the memes and all that other stuff anymore?
To be fair, like you look at what Pokemon Company are doing. They've been posting things about every Pokemon for a couple of days, like 3 posts a day. And yesterday was Krabby, and they specifically on Facebook posted, insert 12-hour loop of Crab Rave. And I'm just like, oh, that's delightful. Whoever is in charge of your social media posts, give them a raise. Also, that apple is the extra mode version of Scarfy.
Yeah, don't try to suck up the apples. They're not friendly apples.
Evil.
Evil apples. There was this one thing that Nintendo...
I just can't remember where it is myself. Oh, nice. Nice.
There was this one post that Nintendo America did post just recently. I was like, wow, that's an obscure meme. And I'm actually kind of appreciative of this one. It was a clip from Clubhouse Games.
Yeah.
It was the bowling one with where
Sorry, but I just realized that Lester skipped the Howl Room.
I didn't even know there was a Howl Room here.
Yeah, so you know how there was a peg that you can hammer back in that previous screen? That leads to a Howl Room.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I obviously couldn't show that one off without having hammer or stone. That's what I was kind of trying to get. I was trying to get one of the abilities to break it from that roulette. It just kind of didn't work out.
It's all good. Matt, continue on. You were talking about Clubhouse.
Okay, but yeah, they were posting about Clubhouse Games, and they were playing the bowling game, and they posted up that says the points to imaginary crowds, and it says and they were referencing old Pete Weber meme that he did. It says,
"Where I am."
Yeah, they were referencing that one. I was like, wow, that's an obscure meme. I didn't expect you to reuse. And I was very appreciative of that one.
They're not doing memes, and then that happens, and I'm like, yes.
They've been doing the Dunban meme on
and I know, I think once or twice they actually did the you can now pet the this in this. I think they did that for Origami King actually.
Yeah.
They also did one that showed off the water, and I think they just went, nice water. The reference to Meepers meme.
Yeah, the reference to the water guy on Meepers.
It's like,
I thought that was funny.
like they still do memes, just nowhere near as much as some of necessarily the other ones. Calm down, guys. They're still doing their thing.
People have to still remember this is a Japanese company that still doesn't know how to do online. It's going to take them a little while to catch up to the current state of everything, which includes memes. You don't learn that overnight.
I just love that so much.
That's funny.
Oh, it's so good. Oh.
Yes, Kirby is so strong, he can block cannon fire, and it just disappears when it hits him.
And these are these are the cannons that in the original Dreamland, more often than not, would not stop shooting.
Yeah, these cannons in extra mode for Dreamland suck, but they're not that bad here. They just have more bullets.
As you guys will have seen, and it's just... and I love how this area is a callback directly to how the opening area for Bubbly Clouds actually looked. And it just makes me so happy. And these guys...
Yeah, these ones don't make me happy.
Screw you, Apple Scarfies!
Actually, you know who's a really underappreciated Pokemon?
What?
Appleton.
Oh, Applin?
Appleton.
Yeah. I really...
The evolved form specifically from Shield. I love him. He is a precious boy.
Yeah, I like that Pokemon too. I can
see you trying to mix abilities here, Lester.
Well, when you get copy from it, it's the same thing as just sucking, so I want something new.
Oh, it's just a screen nuke. Okay.
Put on that chef's hat.
Well, in my opinion, the worst screen nuke out of the three in this game, only because this does not work on bosses at all, unless they have a projectile. But it's good for icicles, so... Give me a bunch of oranges.
Yay, Tangerines! You're trying to do the copy again, the copy combo.
Well, you see how fast that last one went? Yeah, might as well when you have the opportunity. Want something usable? That's usable.
There you go.
Oh, Kirby. He tried.
Thy giveth.
I'm right there.
Thy giveth. Thy taketh away.
I mean, when you're presented with Vital, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's definitely a better move for Kracko Jr. here.
I love the aesthetic of Kracko's Revenge. He is so cool.
He's also a lot more aggressive, because now he has bombs. And I believe the same trick works against this Kracko Jr. like the one does in Spring Breeze, where you grab an enemy, throw him at him, and it does massive damage. But he rarely drops enemies in this fight, so you can't really do that all so easily.
I guess Poppy Bros Jr. really is gonna blow up.
Go and squish, squish.
Man, you missed a good opportunity there. I'm gonna seize it. Poppy Roach just popped.
Well, I mean, Poppy Bros does give...
Emphasis on the pop.
I mean, Poppy Bros does give you bombs, so I was totally wrong.
And originally he gave Crash, so I mean, exploding does make sense.
Yeah. Blowing up isn't his nature, no matter how he does it.
Okay, I was gonna say, you better catch yourself before you get down there.
I mean, get a life, take a life at that point if you fell.
I've done that, I don't know how many times. As I care to admit. Are you gonna go to the moon? You gonna go to the moon?
Yeah, you can still go on the moon in this mode. It's basically the same thing as the moon in Spring Breeze, but there's less items for you to get here. Like, a lot of it's just standard food. I don't really think there's a Metamato here.
And more Gordos.
Yeah, thank goodness there's no Gordos compared to the actual extra mode in Dreamland. That would suck. Why? Why did they do that to you? Like, alright, now you had fun with our game? Here, now let's just take away the fun. Have Gordos.
I'm just gonna punch you to death.
It's like those mini games you get in Street Fighter. Beat up the car.
They're gonna be
True.
My car.
Perfect.
just the way Kirby was punching was basically Muda 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 Muda. So. And yes, before anybody says that was a motherfucking JoJo reference.
Yes. Wow. Well done. Yes, I just did that. No shame.
I really do love that his cloud just disintegrates when he dies. Like, I want that. He's like, oh, I made a huge mistake.
He's like, well, I lived a good life.
And I love how stage 4 starts.
Yeah, because you think, oh, it's fine. We could just fly right to the castle like last time. No.
We saw her in the opening. She's back. For the first time since Block Ball.
Yeah, so, we don't have a Warp Star anymore, but remember back in Milky Way Wishes when we had something better? Yeah, we got to ride that contraption again.
I kind of like the fact that Ultra alludes to the fact that the sparkling stars have the capacity to summon the Star Chariot because they are technically stars of this world. It is nice.
Yeah. And at this point, you've collected them and brought them back to your world, the Hold and the Fountain of Dreams, so they're basically just stored in the Fountain of Dreams now.
Oh, no, the idea is that they're meant to be the sparkling stars that you got from each of the other worlds, so it's like, oh, but it's the same kind of principle, and it also does a whole lot more damage than, you know, a mint leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, which again, since you put those stars in Fountain of Dreams, it probably now just has that ability. Like Kirby at that point, it just absorbs the abilities.
That was nice to fight Kabula again.
Yeah, that was Kabula. Kind of the same thing as in Dreamland, but a little bit easier now because you do have a spread shot.
Final stage, the revenge.
And it's actually a stage, which I really thoroughly appreciate.
Yeah, so the name at first you would probably be a little confused about, because what do you mean by Revenge of the King? We haven't even gotten the King Deity yet. This is more of a throwback to Revenge of the Meta Knight mode, since it's structured basically the same once you get the King Deity's castle.
And because it's got the dialogue going on as well, I love it.
Yeah, it's real nice. I mean, it's a pain to edit, but it's real nice to play.
To be fair, you chose this. This is why for my ultra footage, I kept everything like smack bang in the middle, and I was just like, you know what? Nuts to this noise. I'm doing it both screens in the middle, and y'all can deal.
He had an easy time.
Ah, we'll see how he likes the next. I need a monster to clubber.
I need a monster to clubber that Kirby.
Yeah, imagine if this is actually the anime right now. It's like, oh crap, he beat that one. Now I gotta pay for another one right now. Man, it's good thing I got this guy on speed dial.
I'm already in debt to Nightmare Enterprises.
I can only afford so much debt. Wait a minute.
Unthinkable! He beat that one too!
Cursed pink lump, I can't believe it.
Yeah, so the flavor text here between both Deity and Bandanity is great.
Third one's a charm. Get him, fan! And he's
this fan's different.
He's angry.
This one's red.
Yeah.
He's red because he likes apples.
That's how you know it's different.
Call in the cavalry.
Like, you could just, like, this dialogue is so indicative of DDD. It's delightful. I love it so much.
Didn't Sakurai help with the anime? The
He
right
did
back.
indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that little tidbit.
Oh, what's worse than one fire dragon or one fire dragon? Fire lion? 2 fire lions. No, actually a fire dragon would be worse, so can I order that next time?
No. Battlefire is an amazing mirror, Lester. And then in Scree Squad, they give us a chicken.
Oh, he beat everyone we have. Can anyone beat that guy?
Oh dang it, I maxed out my credit card too, so I can't afford any more. My bank's already calling me, telling me to stop.
We're done for. Only one option. Okay, I guess it's your turn. But, Great King, I can't do it alone. Fine, you can go. You've been spared. Don't go, King. I'm sorry. Great King! Oh my gosh. It's time for my secret weapon.
Time for my secret weapon. Now you pay, Kirby. You pay. DDD, you're the villain. You starring in your own cartoon again?
No, not Waddle Dee.
Gotta love how he put up more of a fight here than he did in the arena.
Yeah, really, he actually does something. I mean, not much, but more than the arena.
And for anyone worried, he didn't get killed. He just kind of got made into a punching bag for a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you see him explode on the screen, they just hear in the bleachers.
Our grudge will be settled at last. Meet our powerful secret weapon, the brand new DDD hammer.
By the way, best theme ever.
It's really good.
I love Max DDD's theme.
For all of you who love Master DDD's theme, remember, we have Star Stacker to thank for this.
Yeah. See how Bandana D is the only one in the audience? Carol.
And if this were triple deluxe, there'd be another form.
Yeah, but it's not, so that's it. Banana D, do you want to join us? We're just gonna stay up in the bleachers.
Wait until Return to Dreamland. You know, Revenge of Meta Knight, Revenge of the King, Return to Dreamland. Hang on a minute.
Wrong R.
He's like, I've been booted out of my castle yet again.
And I maxed out my credit card, so I can't afford the hotel stay.
There is another house in New Orleans. Hang on a minute.
At least I have my loyal subjects.
Yeah, they all just left the castle to follow you. That's how you know they're loyal.
Wasn't there an episode where all the Waddle Dees got mad at King DDD?
They all just boycotted him at that point, yeah.
They went on strike, and in the anime, the Waddle Dees had very limited, if any, dialogue, so they would just make whack noises. So it was just like they had very angry expressions on their face and very little noise. Oh, I love it so much.
Does anyone got a house I can live in? I can't live back in my castle. How about you, Bandana D?
We'll be back again on the Wii.
And of course, people are gonna use
We
it.
will be back.
People are gonna use that little credit sequence as reason enough for saying, see, look, while the Bandana D's no different than the other ones, he can't be in Smash. He's just a generic enemy. Then you're like, but Piranha Plant's in
But he was in the audience.
Yeah.
He had a health bar.
Yeah, hell far.
Yeah, there you go. Confirmed. He can be a fighter because he was a boss.
It's just like everyone talks about Marx as a boss, but no one talks about Bandana D.
He's got an amiibo. He's surefire to get in.
He had an amiibo before Piranha Plant did, therefore confirmed.